Live. I'm gonna mute this. Make sure my volume's turned down. I left it on. It's working.
So we are live?
We are live.
So are we welcoming everybody to Hack Shack Studios?
The very same.
Ooh, all right. Hey everyone, happy Monday and welcome to Hack Shack Studios. I'm RT Bear, 35-year comic book veteran in this wacky industry that we know and love. I love comic books. I don't know if I've mentioned to you guys, I really love comic books. I've devoted my entire life to them. Wow. I never thought about that until now. I have devoted my entire existence to comic books. I think I was hooked around the age 5. So, welcome to the chat. Oh, excuse me. I just had a drink of soda. Taylor Grosso is here, hanging out at the studio.
Hi everybody. This is a new system we're using, so I'm just checking the sound. Everybody says we sound good, but I'm gonna check it out. How do you guys like the new camera setup over here? That's what I thought.
This is our new OBS system. Kyung Lee was nice enough last night to come by and help us install the new studio setup. And we're hoping to have a better resolution as far as image and better sound. And also Kyung said there's a button here to push for both of us versus one of us on the microphone.
Okay, yeah. It sounds pretty good.
Are we good?
We are good. Just checking all the settings. I think we're finally set up.
And Taylor's checking everything out, make sure everything's in order. You guys have no idea how arduous this is.
We're figuring it out. I think we've found a balance now. I'm glad that we sound good. Thanks, you guys. Peter Z90 says looks good.
Peter Z90, how are you?
Welcome everybody. I guess I didn't say I'll be reading your chats today. If you want to join the conversation and hang out with us, I'll be your voice. I'll read for you.
The voice of reason.
I don't know about that. So what are you doing?
Well, I do.
So what are you doing right now, Art?
I am trying to work out the background and the background figures for this panel. I don't know how much you guys can see blue line here.
I don't know, the feed looks pretty good. I can see the blue line pretty clearly.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so I've already worked out these two guys. They're digitally up. This brewery vat is already worked out. And so the staircase and a lot of this is all drawn in digitally. So I drew all this stuff in digitally, the background. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I didn't draw this stuff in digitally. I had like a digital background here that I had worked out, but I didn't like it. I think the reason I didn't like it is because I wasn't hurting myself enough. Do you see all this rigging here, Taylor?
It's pretty BA.
Yeah. So
I like it a lot, actually. It's pretty cool.
I decided to hurt myself and to do all this rigging up here. I think it looks cooler, even though there's going to be a lot of word balloons over all this. But it's cool, and also it helps bring your eye over to this panel here. And so now I'm working out these little background workers. Basically, well, I'm just gonna say it. Spoiler alert. We just need people that are gonna die.
No.
Horribly. So the more people, the more people I can put in this background, then the more people we can kill later.
The body count in this book, you guys.
That's my basic justification for all these hard hat workers out here.
They're good, hard-working men.
They are good, hard-working men. Yeah, I'm going to be trying to bring this a little bit more into focus, and then this panel right here. This is Uncle Yi. Uncle Yi!
Oh, I love Uncle Yi.
He is a nice, good guy. This eye is a little long.
You know what? If you read this book, you're going to love Uncle Yi also. You're going to be rooting for him.
Yeah. I'm rooting for him already. I think because I know the horrible things he's going to have to endure.
Will he get through it? Find out in Black and White Volume 2.
Yeah, you're not going to know in this first installment. So yeah, I'm gonna probably lightbox this down in a bit, and then ink it up for you guys.
Let's see, we got a lot of people in the chat right now. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We got Christ Energetic says, pretty good, guys. This used to be the domain of A/V audio engineers.
Yeah.
And David says, passed through Corona on my way to a relative's birthday party on Saturday. I said hi to the wind for you.
Oh, well, yeah, what day was that? Because I felt something.
It was that very day.
It went right into my soul.
Dennis says Kyung is awesome. He is.
He is awesome. And thank you, publicly, thank you, man. We hung out like 4 hours yesterday, and he installed this OBS for us, and he walked me through everything, so I guess I did a good enough job explaining it to Taylor this morning.
Thank you, Kyung. Appreciated.
Yes. And we talked about the current state of comic books and his book. If you guys haven't checked it out, Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb. And that's Kyung Lee. And his book is up and currently it's in the store. So you can go there, back the book. It looks amazing.
Yeah, check it out. It's pretty cool.
He's got a bunch of plans for this thing too. Like future plans, future episodes, future issues.
So if you guys are a fan of Knuckle Bomb, the perfect companion piece to Black and White.
Yeah, I love the title. I think it's great.
It's pretty cool. Let's see what we got. No notification day. Glad I caught it early. Yeah, what is up with that? Notifications on YouTube keep not going out. I actually tested it. I set a little reminder for my notification on here and it didn't go through still. Thanks, Kyung. I like this setup with the OBS. I do as well.
Is the little 25th anniversary thing of Black and White showing up in the corner? Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. I'll show you a feed right now.
We're getting
closing
graphics.
My iPad here. Let's see. Yeah, check it out. I think
my glasses on.
My connection's a little slow, so it might...
Aha!
There we go.
That is awesome.
Ooh,
the camera looks pretty good too, actually.
There we go. That's better.
Let me see.
That's more of a true preview.
Yeah, the camera's not bad.
So it looks pretty good. We should make a little Hack Shack channel thing to put in there as well. Everything is coming through great on screen. The mic even sounds good, says James. We figured it out.
Yes, and like I was saying, there's a button here, Taylor, for the way this mic works. So there's a directional button on the side. So right now, if it's the way it was, all the sound's coming in just from this side.
Oh, really? It looks like it has the two-way part.
Well, it might if it's on... Is it on the two?
Let me see. It should be the little almost heart-shaped one. Yeah.
Well, if it is, then we should turn the mic this way because I think this part of the mic and then this part of the mic picks up.
Is it? I always heard
the back and the front. I don't think it's side to side. I think it's front and back.
It must be a Yeti, says Pixel. Yes, it is a Yeti. Okay, we'll do it this way.
I don't know if it's helping or making much of a difference, but we're
see.
Trying. We're doing all this on the fly.
Let us know. You guys are getting our raw and edited footage here. We were just talking about how we do almost everything live now on this channel.
Yeah, it's good to work out all of our problems before a crowd.
It's the only way we like to work.
Yeah, I mean, public embarrassment is probably, the best way to learn.
Even this book is being made publicly before your eyes right now.
You know what, this book, remember when we sat out, we were just like, oh, well, we're just going to kind of clean up the original book. This is like a whole new book. We
were reading, even just looking at the book, I think in our update, it was not the last update, but the update before, you'll see a side-by-side of what was remastered and what is now remastered. And what is now remastered is just completely redone in every single way.
Yeah, this isn't even close to the same book. This is definitely a brand new book. It's brand new product.
Yeah, this is a straight up reimagining of Black and White, you guys. We definitely I think we pushed past the remastering at this point.
Yeah.
It is a whole new book.
I think yeah, just the cleanup idea that we had has gone into this. Like every one of these pages is practically brand new.
Yeah, it's I think if any of you guys own the original first issue, or if you bought one of the tiers that has the first issue, I think they're sold out. Are they sold out?
Yeah. Well, they're not sold out, but they're just not available. I think we have a few. We don't have a lot of issue 1s left.
They're all from original print, so
yeah.
If you were to compare those books, there's very little of the original, really. Like, the spirit is there, but it's a completely different book.
Yeah.
In the best way.
In the best of ways, yeah. Even the writing, everything. Yeah, I'm so proud of this book. I can't wait for everybody to see it.
Let me see. I'm gonna try adjusting one thing and see if it
helps.
If it helps. Although everybody says it sounds good, let us know how we sound. How does this sound? I know there's a slight delay in the video. I changed it to the figure 8 to see if it would make a big difference. I know that you usually use the cardioid. That's the only thing that I know about using one of these microphones.
Yeah, I think I'm more worried about...
Sounds better, less distant. Perfect.
Yeah, it's the visual aspects. Because I think we had the sound down before, right?
Yeah, I think everybody's saying this is better. Okay, so we will use the figure 8 now. Do you guys, speaking of video, Art, did you catch the last Kiss Corner?
Did I catch it? I was part of it.
Because that thing was...
I was there, baby.
That thing was mwah. It was perfect.
Because we started bringing in the audio or the visual part of the show. So I think as a background we had all of was it the Vancouver show? It was the opening night show, right? That we were televising.
Yeah, I'm thinking if you guys liked it, you guys should go back and watch it because I think it was one of our best Kiss Corners. We're adding some new stuff to it. You can see the actual concert footage. And it was pretty cool.
You could see Paul Stanley, his lip syncing faux pas.
Oh my gosh! Speaking of failing publicly.
Hell yeah! No one does it like Kiss.
He was failing out loud. It was pretty great.
He was shouting it and failing it out loud.
I'm excited for the next Kiss Corner too, because we had Scott went to the actual concert, so now we have some in-person insight.
Oh, did you see the photos that he was putting on our chat?
It was cool.
Yeah.
He got some good stuff.
He was kind of they weren't nosebleed seats, but they were pretty far back. But the show is so big. The images he was sending looked pretty amazing. So I think even the seats that are a little further back are pretty amazing.
You can see that full stage, which is very much a spectacle.
The thing is, like when my daughter and I went to go see Ghost at the Forum, I think if you're too close to the stage, it's not good either because the scope, all those screens and that scale, you cannot see. So you'd mostly be looking at the performance of the band. So that's a perk, but it's almost like there's two different shows. So you'd be able to see the actual performers, closer and everything. But you're not going to get to see the spectacle as much. And when you're pulled back from it, if you're so close to an explosion, you're just going to see like this part of it. You're not going to see the scale of it. So when you're farther away, you actually get to see the whole impact of it, the scope of it.
Which is cool for a show like that and for a show like Ghost.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. I got some, while we talk about it, do we have any black and white updates we can bring up? You guys are watching it be made before your eyes right now. We still have the book in demand. It's going to be in demand until we go to print.
Yeah.
And check out the latest update, I guess, for news. I was gonna go into. There's a lot of strange news in the nerd world right now. And
What's some of the strange nerd news? That's hard to say.
I think this will interest you, Art. So Zack Snyder is bringing a zombie heist film to Netflix.
Well, you know what? You can't really mess that up.
I'm gonna give you a brief summary of his idea. I guess he's. I don't know if this is. I guess it's co-produced by his wife. Gee, who would have thought?
Yeah.
It's gonna be in Netflix, and it's his. It's really weird because they're calling it his big return to film.
But it's Netflix.
Yeah, it's Netflix. So I don't know. I don't know where you guys stand on that. I don't know where you stand on it, Art. Like, I know that Netflix is kind of getting into... I know they have original films, but I don't know. It's strange. Is it still considered more TV, or is it considered more film, I guess?
I don't know. HBO movie is still an HBO movie. It's not a big screen cinematic. I know there used to be a lot of shame, like TV actors... or like film actors would not do TV because it was considered like a step down, and that they would lose the respect.
James says there really is hope for Art to make On Golden Treads for Netflix now.
Ooh,
that's true.
You know what? When you read it out loud and I saw it written, it's a beautiful title.
On Golden Treads.
I really think John Malin needs to reconsider.
I think that, yeah, I don't stand with John on this one. You gotta go with On Golden Treads.
On Golden Treads, baby.
On Golden Treads sounds like it has a classic title,
Well, especially if it's Nick Nolte that's the main character, because, on Golden Ponds, Golden Years.
It says Golden Years.
It says Golden Years, man, and it's about gold.
It's got a double meaning.
I do like the scene, if you guys I don't know how many episodes back it is, but there was one where I laid out the On Golden Treads show, and I like the scene where they're firing gold bricks at the at the drug cartel's house. You know what? How bad would you be mad if somebody was firing, instead of shells, actual shells, they were firing gold bars at your house? Would you be mad about that, or would you be happy?
I don't know. It'd be so weird because it's you're paying for the damage, but I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, but there's this gold bar.
Pixel Trace says, "Don't tread on me."
Don't tread on me.
And David says, "Why don't we have multiple tank heists? The first one could be titled Tank Heist on Golden Treads."
Ooh, subtitle, a little in parentheses.
I don't know.
Tank Heist on Golden Treads. I don't know. Do we want to share this?
I feel like On Golden Treads should be the title. I feel like that should be the main title, and something else should be the subheading. On Golden Treads is so marketable.
Thank you.
Oh, right. About Zack Snyder's stupid movie. All right.
Sorry.
Can you guess what it's called?
On Zombie Golden Ponds.
Army of the Dead.
That's original.
Isn't that already taken, kind of? It says, okay, this is from nerdnews.com, so take it as you will. Army of the Dead is an action film that takes place during a zombie outbreak in Las Vegas. The story features a team of mercenaries sent on a heist mission in the middle of a quarantine zone. The film initially began developing in 2007, ooh, that's not good, but was eventually shelved. Netflix picked up the rights from Warner Brothers and is sparing no expense to make it happen. I mean, they're putting it on Netflix. The film will begin shooting in the summer and will retain a mammoth budget of $90 million.
$90 million?
Yes.
For a zombie movie?
I don't know.
Can't you get, everybody in Hollywood could do zombie makeup. How expensive is it to do a zombie film?
I would think a zombie film would be one of the cheaper movies to make, considering, a lot of first-time filmmakers make zombie movies, but,
Well, too, you don't need, really star power, because horror movies and these things, they sell themselves. You know what I mean? That's why most first-time directors do horror films, because they don't need big-name actors.
Yeah,
or subject matter.
It doesn't seem like a $90 million film.
Well, I hope Netflix gets their money back on it.
The feed looks a little dark. I wonder if...
I don't know if I really
don't know if
care.
you need light or not.
Do I? Is this better?
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't know if you wanted to, if you had the lights off for the feed's sake, or if you
I
needed
did,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks better. But the question is, do you care about Zack Snyder's triumphant return to film?
I don't have a problem with his films per se. I have a problem with his films when he tries to do superhero stuff.
Well, he says Zack Snyder is completely re-energized to make his triumphant return to film. He told THR, "There are no handcuffs on me at all in this one."
Oh man, he's throwing Warner Bros. Under the bus.
For the first time...
Yeah, it was Warner Brothers' fault. That's why those movies stunk out loud.
For the first time in his career, it appears this film will live or die based on Snyder's own vision. Speaking more on the project...
Oh, what was Sucker Punch? Whose vision was that? Did Warner Brothers get involved with that?
He's conveniently, that's kind of buried. It appears this film will live or die based on Snyder's own vision. Speaking more on the project, this is the quote I wanted to read to you. Snyder went on and saying, "I love to honor canon and the works of art," he says of his adaptations, "but this is the opportunity to find a purely joyful way to express myself through a genre. It'll be the most kick-ass, self-aware, but not in a wink to the camera kind of way, balls to the wall zombie freak show that anyone has ever seen. No one's ever let me completely loose like this."
Then how do you explain Sucker Punch?
Yeah, I thought that was the movie that was all his and he got completely cut loose on. He only has one way of marketing himself, I think. He has a good visual style but bad storytelling, says says Death Dealer Zero.
Yeah.
The Last Orion says, I'm tired of zombie movies.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I guess I'm always open to something done well. Like if it was a zombie movie done well, then I'm all for it.
Do you have like a favorite zombie movie?
Yes, I do, and it's actually the Dawn of the Dead, the original, right? The black and white.
Not a bad choice.
That's my favorite.
Zombies are a weird thing because they kind of peaked in the beginning, and then there was a lot of kind of zombie movies, I feel like.
Well, I liked, what's the other one, the comedy one with Simon Pegg?
Oh, Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead was good. David says, "Me and my friends played the heck out of Left 4 Dead. After that, I never want to see a zombie project again." I loved Left 4 Dead.
So you just burn yourself out on the whole zombie thing then?
Yeah. It's weird because, like, I always felt like, speaking of Left 4 Dead, because it was a video game that came out in the early 2000s, zombie stuff kind of works best, I think. This is kind of, I don't know if you guys will agree, but in video game form, because it's really about putting yourself in the role of a survivor anyway. Everybody says they're burnt out of zombie movies. I don't know.
Well, I'm not burnt out, but also, just to be honest, I didn't totally go crazy when the zombie craze was happening either, So, there's one that I watched with my daughter, and it's that Warm Bodies.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of cute, actually.
Yeah, that's strangely cute. If you guys have daughters out there and they're, I don't know, what would you say, like 12 to 15 maybe?
Yeah, that's a
somewhere
cute
in there.
movie.
Yeah, get that movie. It's cute.
David Peterson says agreed. And then the other big news that I guess hit over the weekend is, I don't know if you've seen it, Art. I'll show you a quick glimpse if you haven't. Did you see Will Smith's genie that's going to be in the Aladdin movie?
Oh, no.
Take a quick glance at this.
Okay, let me put this.
And if you guys haven't seen that,
Sorry.
Yeah, that pretty much describes exactly what it looks like.
Wow. Okay. Well, whatever.
It's blue Will Smith.
These movies are not made for me. I don't know who they're making these films for, but they're not for me.
I don't know any... I mean, I was going to say I don't know a single child, but I have a younger brother. I don't know any kid that's excited for the live-action Aladdin movie. I know we're not exactly the demographic, but it's a very strange... it's a very strange upcoming movie.
I don't like... Just be honest, I don't like any of the Disney ideas where they're taking the animated features and bringing them into live action. I think it's a weird idea.
Yeah, it hasn't really been done, and it hasn't been done successfully, in my opinion, yet either. Dennis says it looks like a bad photoshopped Will Smith. I guess it kind of is. Lester Ryan says the live action conversions seem to have a low success rate with fans.
I don't know why Disney's doing it, because it seems like there's more of a chance for failure than success. You know what I mean? Like, those movies exist, the cartoons.
Yeah, and they're pretty much shot-for-shot remakes, just live action.
Yeah, so I don't know why you're doing this. Just do the Disney vaults are open again. We're going to re-release whatever. You know, Beauty and the Beast or...
Sierra Whiskey says, blue train wreck.
Hey, what did that Beauty and the Beast do? Did that do well?
I feel like it didn't. I know that you've seen it, right?
Sadly, yes.
I've seen it too. I think it was on Netflix pretty like quickly. It made, let's see. So its budget was 244 to 255 million.
How?
And the box office it made 1.264 billion. It made a lot of money. I'm guessing mostly overseas.
Well, I think we just figured out why there's more of these coming.
It's so, I don't know. It's such a subpar movie in comparison to the animated one. It has none of the charm. It might be the worst of the Disney live actions, and I know there hasn't been a lot.
Right, and they're not even writing new songs. And like you said, they're almost beat for beat remakes of the cartoon. And there's a lot of things like charm that you can get away with in a cartoon that you can't in a live action film.
Yeah, I feel like it's capitalizing on definitely like a nostalgia group. But I guess some franchises aren't meant for live action. Yeah, I agree, James. Mighty Geek Studio says, what's new, everyone? Hey, all the new people joining us right now.
Hey, do I do it this way? Hey. How do I wave? Hey.
I don't know, would you do it back? It's weird to do it backwards. Yeah. The Night of the Living Dead movie was based on a vampire story, which means the media zombies came from vampires. Says Viperus69.
I'm bearing gifts.
Hello. Oh,
hey.
Nice.
Where do you want it?
You can just set it down right there on the floor. We just got a monitor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Earl.
All right.
The new computer monitor arrived, you guys.
Hurrah.
It's pretty cool. No, it's okay. It's pretty cool. We should do like a tour or something once everything's set up, but we've had some major studio upgrades in case you guys didn't know.
The thing is, okay, just to back up, I bought a monitor when we went to update everything, and the monitor was good size, everything, but it was 1K. And I don't know if there's any artist out there, but you can't really, the resolution on a 1K screen in Photoshop is horrible. So I found that out the hard way. So I returned the monitor, got my credit back, and so now I just got on order the 2K monitor. So hopefully, also, I think this will help with the YouTube stuff, strangely enough, because we're looking at the monitor here and everything looks fine. But I think it's because this is a low-res monitor. So what you guys are seeing isn't, you know what I mean? It could be the same or it could be worse.
Yeah, our preview that we're seeing, you guys, isn't really an accurate preview to what you're seeing. So that's why we've been tweaking stuff in camera and stuff, because we really can't, the resolution on the monitor doesn't let us tell actually how high res this thing is, if that makes sense.
Hey, my wife's here. Pamela, say hi.
Hi.
Pamela, everybody.
Okay. I have to go to Hyundai. My trunk won't open. Earl had to climb into the trunk, he and Amanda, and pull out this.
Okay.
So, you've eaten, I take it? Because I don't know.
Yes. But you should eat before you go.
I will. I'll make a sandwich.
Well, thanks.
And make sure this is a 2K. because I went to Cahauco thinking they'll have it. They didn't, but they sent me to Yorba Linda, and this is supposed to be the 2K. They pulled it for me.
Okay.
So
We'll check the specs.
Thank you.
welcome.
Give Hyundai hell.
Let's see.
Hyundai.
Pamela, everybody. We need to have like a queued up like clap. Orange Pill just arrived saying hello, Art.
Hey, Orange. Orange is the new black and white.
Ooh. That was a good time.
That's as witty as I'm going to get on this this chat. Hey guys, if you're looking at my shoes, like there's a big hole in it. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's not because I'm poor. It's because these are the most comfortable slippers I've ever had.
They look comfortable.
They're Uggs, and they're all laced with like fur and everything inside of them.
They're house shoes.
Yeah, and they're broken in. So I have a little bit, like my feet aren't big, but they're wide. They're very hobbity. I got very hobbity feet. And so these things feel so comfortable. That's why I wear them. I have new ones, but they don't feel as good.
Because those are broken in. My mom used to throw away my shoes whenever they were broken in. I always get mad in high school. Because it's like it takes forever to break them in to get them comfortable.
I know. Like, how many out there have shirts, okay, that you just don't throw away because, I don't know, like when you buy a new shirt, they're kind of itchy and stiff. But like especially a cotton shirt that's been washed like 1 billion times.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, there's nothing better.
To perfection. Because when you first get like a cotton shirt, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It feels weird to wear like a brand new shirt.
Yeah, they're okay, but they're not great.
The Mighty Geek Studios is clapping. Are you waving or clapping in approval? I'm assuming that's in approval. You could buy new Uggs, but they won't be broken in.
Dude, I do. I have 2 pairs downstairs. But they're not laced with this like fur.
That's the comfy part.
Okay. Oh man, I'm probably telling way too much about myself. I have a dress pair of Uggs. They're slippers. They're slippers, but they look like dress shoes.
Ooh,
and
covert.
Yeah, I actually go to nice fine functions with Ugg slippers on.
I have like, I don't know. I think that's a wise. You always need at least like one pair of like formal passing shoes, I think. Because when we did that game show audition, I had those Doc Martens I wear every day that are scuffed and turning green. And I was very self-conscious about them the entire time we were there. Let's see. Resolution is fine and the 7p on the stream. Okay.
Somebody peed on the stream? What?
No, the 720p. It takes a while to break in a new pair of boots, says Mighty Geek Studios.
Oh, boots are the worst. I had, oh my gosh, they were awesome. They were like high top boots. I forget what the brand was. They were like a suede, and oh my gosh. It's weird, like sometimes boots can be comfortable.
You have to break them in, though.
Yeah, but once these things broke in, yeah, they were really, really comfortable.
But the thing is, too, like, whether they'll last or not. Because some boots will last forever, and then these days some of them get destroyed after they get broken in perfectly. Let's see. I thought I heard that, too. Let's see. Oh, here's the one other thing. I want to see.
Are we back on Zack Snyder, or have we moved on?
We've moved on to Captain Marvel.
Oh God!
So have
wait, go ahead, please.
Okay, have you heard about Disney Plus, Art? And the chat, if you guys have opinions on Disney Plus, please chime in. Disney Plus, if you guys don't know, Disney and Netflix, their whole like, as this article put it, their budding romance came to an end because Disney is splitting from Netflix, and I guess they're pulling their titles. Hence why, like, Marvel properties are going to be pulled from there.
Oh, yeah, they're already doing that.
Yeah, so what's happening is, the reason they did it is because Disney is introducing something called Disney Plus, and that's, of course, Disney's streaming service. And the thing that's happening with Disney's streaming service is that apparently them cutting this, by the way, is going to cost them, what the heck, 150 in lost revenue. That's not very much. I'm assuming they're meaning 150 mil or something.
Yeah.
This article on Nerd News literally says it'll cost Disney upwards of $150.
Wow.
I don't think that's what they meant to put.
That's responsible journalism.
But what Disney's doing is apparently it's going to be the Disney Plus streaming service will be the only place for their massively extensive library. Users will eventually flock to it, but will ultimately be the key to Disney's success, making users feel like they have to have the service. After all, Disney's reach extends beyond their animated classics. Disney is now the gatekeeper of several big-name franchises, and they will almost immediately command it to the streaming space. So their first thing, I guess they're going to put on there, that this is their big push, is they're going to have Captain Marvel on there. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Apparently they'll have all the Star Wars stuff, the Lucasfilms, but I guess they're leading with that Captain Marvel will be the first Disney Plus exclusive. It won't be on Netflix. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you got to do what you got to do to keep in-house. Is that what they're just trying to keep the control, or so they don't have to share the money?
I guess so. I think that like if they were pushing, if I don't know, it's weird to make Captain Marvel like their push of like you're gonna want this streaming service because Captain Marvel is on there. Like Star Wars might be a stronger push as a franchise. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, I gotta get up and get some artboard. I was thinking I could do it on this board, but I can't. So enjoy Uncle Yi while I get up.
Okay, let's see. I'll buy some time. Look at Uncle Yi. A pivotal character in black and white. He actually is. I'm not saying that ironically. I know I have a really weird flat tone. I don't advocate...
Yeah, that sounded very insincere, Taylor.
Uncle Yi is very important.
I'm going to have to switch to Lightbox. I'm going to try to get this done quickly for you guys so I can start inking again. Is there anything you can think of me putting here?
Let me see. Do we have that? Let me grab... We have this...
I can do hand puppets.
We have this calendar. Oh wait, this is a different calendar. We don't have a calendar.
We don't have a calendar.
Here. Here's the mini print that everybody will be getting as a stretch goal.
An uncut mini print. Enjoy.
That's the proof, you guys. Look how beautiful it is.
Yeah, things are coming together. It's happening. It's happening. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I had Brie Larson news. My gosh, like, did you hear this, Taylor? That this is how self-congratulatory. Maybe you could look it up so you could have the actual report, but I'll just give you a nutshell and then you can look it up. I guess it's supposed to be some kind of charity that she put together to generate money so that I guess poor people or people that don't have a lot of resources can go see Captain Marvel. Yes. She's going to raise money, other people's money, she's not paying for it, to pay for people to go see her movie.
Will she pay for me to do it so that way I don't have to vote with my dollars for that movie?
Isn't that absurd?
I don't even know what that says. Like, I don't really know what the intent of it is.
Well,
it's weird.
One, she's not paying for it, and two, it's to see her movie.
Oh, the chat saying it's not her charity. It's not her charity. She's just promoting it.
Oh. Yeah,
but I don't know. So what is the charity? Let's see. I heard about that. It's kind of pathetic of her. I don't know what the charity is.
Yeah, that's why I wanted you to look into it so we could kind of figure out the details of it. I just heard in a nutshell that she's part of or she's helping out a charity to raise money so
people can go see a movie she's in.
Yeah, that she's in. And the thing is...
That's weird.
Well, who gets the money?
She will.
She'll get the money in the sales of the tickets.
That is really bizarre. I kind of like Brie Larson until I just read this, searching the charity. Brie Larson reveals Jennifer Lawrence saved my life. Jennifer Lawrence is my mortal enemy. We can no longer be friends with Brie Larson, even if she was a good person.
You mean was never a good person? I'm going to help raise money for people to go see my movie. Why don't you just have a screening, pay it out of your own pocket,
have a free screening,
and have a free screening?
Oh wait, that wouldn't make her money.
Right, exactly.
Disney gets the money, says Razmaz.
Well, she gets some kind of back end. She's got points.
And then Sierra Whiskey, this is exactly. She's promoting a charity that will benefit her box office. Bottom line, exactly.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say it's douchey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Brie. I know you and I go way back, but I'm gonna have to draw the line here. I went to high school with Brie Larson. Yeah. My friend, he was the head of the football team. Yeah, he was dating her.
Has she changed?
Oh my gosh, she has changed so much. She won't even return my phone calls anymore.
Hollywood got to her.
Yeah.
Look what happened. Now she's hanging out with Jennifer Lawrence and becoming a self-promoting douche.
Yeah, that's pretty horrible. You know, I'd like to get these black and white books into people's hands.
By having a charity pay buy them so that they go into our pocket.
Yeah, like at best you just don't you just give the stuff away or do a free screening of your movie? Like,
I love how Hollywood does these things and they always frame it up as like we're helping the unfortunate. Like I don't know. It puts a bad taste in my mouth. It's just not it's a phony move. Let's be real.
Well, it's getting news. Like, you know what I mean? It's getting attention. Well, why is it getting attention? It's kind of a douchey move.
Yeah, it's not exactly selfless. I've never heard of somebody doing that before.
No, you have a free screening or something like that.
Like it's a screen. Like I've heard of people doing like they'll do a screening for like underprivileged kids or something.
Well, what was it? She did it really right. It was she is the Brie Larson template, but she's way better. The cat-eyed girl that was in Tron. What is her name?
Oh, you're talking about Olivia Wilde.
Yeah, Olivia Wilde had
She's so precious.
She was part of a third world movement to help out and entertain and set up like infrastructure, and so they got like A Wonderful Life, or I forget what the movie was, but it wasn't one of her movies, and they took it and played it. They just had a camera, like a projector, and they set up just a sheet or something like that, and they played it for the people, and they didn't understand the language or anything, but they loved all the
That's nice.
The imagery and everything. And so now she has like screen nights where she'll bring films down like Brazil or I forget where it is. And they'll play movies.
See, that's cool.
And they try to find movies that are kind of like visually stunning and that maybe you don't have to know the language to enjoy it.
They're classics, I guess.
More classics. Yeah.
And something that those people didn't have access to, but it's not gonna benefit her. That's a cool move.
Well, they've never seen that kind of spectacle. Like, and it wasn't like special effect movie. It was like introducing them to the world. Like, these are places that are spectacular, that are outside of your village or your area, and so they're seeing like some crazy cool stuff.
Yeah, that's neat. How's Black and White coming, says Gonzo the Great. You're seeing it right now, kind of.
Well, I'm light boxing this, then I'm going to ink it.
Black and White is coming along. We work on it pretty much every hour of every day.
Every waking hour, I'm here.
Pretty much. We're not exaggerating.
What was the 2:00 in the morning story, Taylor?
Yeah, so I was gonna bring that up.
Oh, go ahead.
Was that Saturday night?
Yeah.
Saturday night, I was up working on page 2 and 3, and like I got a ping on my Facebook, and Art sent me a message. It was like 2:50 something, And I was like, oh my gosh, he's still awake. Like, you were still doing stuff. And I saw you posting, like, on social media afterwards with, like, updates. It was...
Yeah, I thought you'd be asleep and you'd get it in the morning, you know, but no. And I still got up at, like, 8 the next day.
Yeah, you were still doing stuff.
Working the next day, too, yeah.
So, rest assured.
But it's not work when it's something you love, right? Sometimes it doesn't feel like work.
Sometimes.
It
doesn't feel like work until you're really tired. But it's, you know, it's fun work.
You know what it feels like work to me is when, like my wife says, hey, let's go do something.
Yes.
And then you're like,
I can't.
Oh, but I got this thing I need to get done.
Or you feel guilt.
Yeah, you feel bad.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It doesn't feel like work until you realize you can't leave.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh no.
Yeah, I had like an indulgence. I'm like, I should see a movie. And I'm like, I don't have time to see a movie.
Ooh,
like...
she almost dropped an F-bomb.
I did. I held myself back. What are you guys talking about? Last Orion says, Hollywood equals champagne faux socialist. Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is funny too. Sarah Wisk says, poor little girls need to see Captain Marvel. They don't need money for school or clothes or healthcare. Captain Marvel will change their lives.
It's girl power.
That was fun. What'll I eat for lunch tomorrow? If we showed Captain Marvel to a third world audience, we'd be chased out of the country. Maybe.
Did you ever see it's not a great movie, but it's kind of guilty pleasure, my daughter and I. It's that oh god, what is it? It's that magic movie. I can never remember. It's
Burt Wonderstone.
Burt Wonderstone. And there's a scene where the one he's a good-natured guy, but he's just kind of isolated from reality. And so he does this charity thing where he goes to third world countries and he does magic and he donates magic tricks. And so he thinks like he's helping because that's what helped him. You know, like he's a really simple-minded guy. So
they're like kits, right?
Yeah. And so he's like, I gave, whatever, magic kits and stuff like that. So they show one of the kids like walking away with the magic kit. Because one of the magic kit, or he did this magic thing with a rabbit, like a live rabbit. And so the kid, it's a little kid too, and he goes walking over to his hut, and then he's got the rabbit in his hand. I think he's got like one of those top hat, like magic hats on. Up. And then he just flips out a switchblade, and you get the sense that he's just going to slaughter that rabbit and eat it.
It's hilarious.
And then later in the show, it comes back like he's interviewing something like it. And they're like kind of blasting him. And he's like, yeah, I thought magic would change everybody's life like it did me. But it turns out all they wanted was clean water and food to eat. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much Hollywood's idea of like charity. Speaking of charity, did you hear that the Dark Phoenix test screening totally bombed?
That movie, yeah.
Somebody leaked that they kind of, I guess there's like a tentative release date now. I cannot find it. I guess it's, what does this say? Oh, it says right here. It's supposed to be coming out June 7th. But there's been a lot of delays and reshoots. And I guess it just had like a screening or whatever. And it had really, really bad test audience views.
We did a versus with that, right?
We did.
Who did we go against?
We did the Dark Phoenix versus oh gosh. Was it, oh my gosh, what did we put that
It wasn't the Bumblebee movie, right?
It wasn't, I don't think it was Bumblebee. I'm gonna look right now because I'm curious. I thought it was another like superhero team-esque movie.
But we were pretty much unanimous that movie was going to be horrible, right? Or were we in favor of it?
No, I don't think any of us went for it. I think we all kind of unanimously turned on that. But I'm trying to see what it was against because I don't remember if it had fierce competition or if we were just kind of like, ugh, about it. The Brutal Facts of Life, which the West has forgotten, says The Last Orion regarding the charity. Yeah, I mean, Hollywood people are really removed from reality, as we all know.
Well, they say the poorest person in the States here is, like, their lives are, like, rich people in in other countries.
Yeah, be thankful for what you have. Let me see what we did at Versus. Oh gosh, the Bumblebee one. It was Bumblebee versus the Dark Phoenix.
Man, I have a better memory than I thought. I think we did go Bumblebee though.
Yeah, I think we unanimously went for Bumblebee. Let me read this article from the Looper. According to Diz Insider, editor-in-chief, let's see what you guys are talking about. The screening was disastrous and said to have completely bombed. This is now the third Dark Phoenix test screening, showing it has garnered unsavory responses from viewers. So they've done 3. They've all been not good. There's a quote here. Another X-Men Dark Phoenix test screening, and guess what? I have now talked to 6 people who all went to 3 different test screenings, and all of them told me the screenings were horrible. Schuler said on Twitter.
Do you like, was that Laura Donner Schuler? Who's the quote from?
It just says Schuler. I don't know who actually
she's a producer. I don't think she'd say that.
It says he.
Oh, okay. It must
someone
be somebody else,
I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. His tweet elicited a response from fans who attended the Dark Phoenix screening. They detailed that everybody laughed so hard in the scene that was supposed to be serious, to which Schuler replied, I think I know what scene you're referring to. So I guess it's... And then someone reviewed it as an unmitigated dumpster fire dressed as a movie. So, and someone else says, it was Fantastic Four levels of bad. So this is not good for the Dark Phoenix.
Well, to be honest, Fox's X-Men, I hope I'm not stepping any toes. I don't think any of them have been particularly great. My favorite one was just First Class. That was... Even the first one I didn't really care for that much.
Yeah, I don't really like any of the X movies. First Class is probably the best made one thus far, and there has been quite a few of them.
Yeah, I can't wait for, I this is gonna sound bad, but I'm kind of hoping that it doesn't do well, so Fox has to start playing nice with Disney. And I know Fox has got a history of not playing nice. If I remember properly, Fox had the rights to the 66 TV show. And they were just, I believe they were being jerks with that. So I just think the last couple of years, they finally released that. You couldn't get it before. So 30, 40 years it takes to release a TV show that is beloved by millions.
Yeah.
What is that?
Let's make things out of spite. I don't know. It's really bizarre. There's some spoiler territory. I don't know if I'm going to read it in this article that I guess a lot of people are criticizing.
The X-Men?
Yeah. I don't know. That movie trailer...
Well, just announce that it's going to be a spoiler and go ahead and read it, so if anybody doesn't want to hear it.
Spoiler alert right now, although I don't think any of you are really going to be missing anything. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Apparently, Mystique dies in this movie.
Good! And it's a great movie already.
And apparently it's hilarious.
Yay!
Let's see.
This is supposed to be bad news?
And then somebody's review said, because I guess one of the screeners went to Reddit and wrote a review, and they said, they repeat moments from X3, I kid you not. Wow. They added the Dark Phoenix, and they reuse a scene between Jean and Cyclops, in which Jean tells him, take off the glasses and kiss me, I can control your eyes. Additionally, Dark Phoenix is said to feature Professor X picking up a young Jean, and Jean nearly killing him by levitating him out of his chair and dissolving him. And Magneto becoming an opposing force and facing off against Charles' team again. The user said, it's funny because before the fight begins and Charles is trying to talk him out of it, Magneto goes, every time we do this, it's the same thing over and over again. Something along those lines.
And then they just do it over and over again.
Yeah, so I guess in the future they do it over again.
I guess it's witty writing when, it's okay when you make reference that you're doing it over and over again versus just doing it over and over again.
Yeah. We'll address it, we're going to just keep doing it. Let's see. And then somebody says, let's see. I guess a young Jean, let's see, Charles Xavier is talking to Jean, talks about taking Jean in after her parents die in the car crash. A morally gray Charles does some shady things and withholding important information while training Jean at his school. Magneto confronts Charles about his role in Jean's transformation of Dark Phoenix, and the X-Men crew stand over a freshly covered grave. So it's exactly like X-Men 3, I guess. Only then go back to the X-Men afterwards. People are basically saying, too, if this isn't like a closed chapter end to X-Men, it ends on a really weird note to like continue afterward, I guess.
I think it will be.
You think it'll be the end?
Yeah, I think, especially if it does bad, that Marvel is just going to, you know what I mean, they're just going to swoop in.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of done with them at this point.
I'm done with that cast. I'm done with everything that Fox is doing with that group. The actors, the production people, everything. What is it? Bryan Singer, all that stuff.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have somebody fresh, get in there. I don't know why they've been hanging on to X-Men. It's been how many years? I was like a kid when the first one came out.
I was still working on the X-Men books when the X-Men movie came out.
Oh my gosh, it's been going on for forever, and like they're still hanging on to freaking Hugh Jackman. Like,
no, that's the first thing they got to get rid of. I'm sorry. I have nothing against Hugh Jackman, but I don't want to see that Wolverine anymore.
Well, gosh, he's had his time, hasn't he? Like,
as far as I'm concerned, he has.
We've seen him do everything at this point. And then, okay, the other news I was going to bring up is that apparently, which, I don't know, this kind of conflicts sort of with the Disney streaming service. I don't know if you heard about this, but there's been 4 new Marvel series announced that are going to be on Hulu. And one of them is Howard the Duck.
What?
These are the animated shows.
It's animated?
I guess so. The animated shows are Marvel's MODOK, Marvel's Hit Monkey, Marvel's Tigra and Dazzler Show, and Marvel's Howard the Duck.
That tiger character wasn't like her only appeal is like sex, like young boys like, ooh, look at that.
She seduced Hank Pym. It was weird. Tigra and Dazzler. Are they friends?
It's the how do you say your name? Tigra and
Tigra. Is it Tigra or Tigra?
Yeah, and Dazzler Hour.
I don't know what
they're a nightclub act.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
Tigra, or however you say your name, she does comedy and Dazzler sings.
Oh gosh, I do want to see Hit Monkey.
It's a Vegas act.
Hit Monkey's the only one I'm remotely interested in as an animated series.
I'll tell you right now, there's a weak part in me, and anything with monkey, I'm all about it.
Did you ever read Hit Monkey? Because I never actually did, but I was intrigued by it.
Wait a minute, there was an actual comic called Hit Monkey?
Mm-hmm.
Is he like a hitman?
Yeah, he's a hitman. He's like a little, he kind of looked like a baboon, but I think he's just like a white monkey, and he's wearing a little suit, and he has 2 guns. And they used to have the ads in the back of the Deadpool books all the time.
Hit Monkey.
Yeah, I'm gonna see who made him.
You know, I should just finish this up on the board here.
Let's see, Hit Monkey. He was...
Hit Monkey, more than meets the eye.
He's a Japanese macaque. That's what he is.
He's a macaque?
Yes.
Macaque?
Yeah, I gotta show you him. He's like jumping and he's shooting the gun with his foot too.
I got a feeling as soon as you show this to me, I'm gonna go, oh, okay, I remember this.
Oh, this is a horrible look. He's gonna shoot Deadpool with his feet right now. This is a good shot. If you guys have a chance to look up Hit Monkey.
I didn't know he had white hair. He looks like something out of Planet of the Apes.
He's a Japanese macaque, which have white fur, I guess. Are there any Hit Monkeys in the Hit Monkey fans in the chat?
That sounds like a deep indie book.
It does. I'm gonna read about him because I actually don't know a lot about him. I know that he was in like the Steak Mercs for Hire book as well. He was created by Daniel Way and Dalibor Talajik. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Let's see where
That was good though. You were spot on.
His first appearance was in Deadpool Volume 4 in 2010, and then he got his own series introducing the world's greatest assassin, Hit Monkey. And he was in Steak and he was in Mercs for Money. And he is expert marksman and he's incredibly agile and has great reflexes. So I'm looking forward to
I wonder how they pay him.
I don't know.
Like in bananas or
I can't remember if he used to be a human. I don't think he was. Let me see. I think he was trained by... Anyway, it doesn't matter. Just watch Hit Monkey.
How do you write that? Like, what is the origin
You know
of
we
that?
could write that.
Well, yeah, but I mean...
We've come up with weirder things.
But, I mean, what would the origin be? Like,
I can read his origin if you want.
Yeah, find out his origin.
Because I had it queued up. I didn't know if it was going to be too off the wall. Okay, this is Hit Monkey's fictional history. An unnamed assassin was marked for death after his part in a failed political coup. After blowing up a squad of enemy soldiers, he decides to run for his life. Passed out in the snow after 4 days of fleeing, he was rescued by a troop of Japanese macaques. The monkeys allowed the assassin into their clan, with the exception of a lone monkey.
So these are already like Planet of the Apes characters then. Like these are...
I guess.
They can talk, they have civilizations.
I don't know, I think they're wild. They bring the assassin into their clan, with the exception of a lone monkey. The man knew that he would be hunted, so he trained daily using snowmen as training dummies. Quietly...
Because, you know, snowmen fight back.
Quietly, the monkey that distrusted him watched, and eventually picked up the fighter's skills. The assassin's health began to fail, and as the tribe of monkeys tried to save him, the lone monkey objected, eventually fighting the rest of the group with his newfound skills. Because of the violence he displayed, the monkey was banished from his clan. However, on his own, he saw a group of men on their way to kill the assassin. He tried to run back to warn his tribe, but it was too late. The assassin had been killed, as well as the rest of the monkey's clan.
Aww.
Furious at his clan's slaughter, the monkey picked up the extra guns from a bag and proceeded to kill the entire group of men. Determined to avenge his fallen tribe, the monkey now dedicated his life to killing assassins under the alias Hit Monkey.
Also, he's a hitman that kills hitmen. He's a hit monkey that kills hitmen.
Yeah, he kills specifically hitmen. So he's Hit Monkey. Oh gosh, that's amazing. Hulu will air a Hit Monkey animated series written and executive produced by Josh Gordon and Will Speck. And Hit Monkey will team up with MODOK, Tigra, and Dazzler and Howard the Duck in an animated series called The Offenders. So
The Offenders?
Are these like adult cartoons? Because I'm kind of down for this now. Because I thought it was like a kid's thing, but I don't think it is.
No, I don't think it is either.
I was kind of hoping that Chimp Norris had trained Hit Monkey as the last Orion.
Chimp Norris.
And the chat says, I hope Hit Monkey uses guns and doesn't fling any other type of projectile.
Oh my gosh, Hit Monkey.
I'm on board for it, for sure.
Of course you are.
I'm looking forward to Hit Monkey.
Hit Monkey.
It's definitely...
This is Marvel Comics, though. Like I said, if this is like independent, where's my eraser at? I would be like, oh, okay, but yeah. Or something that came out of, you know, this studio.
Yeah, I mean, we came up with like a similar, I think, better idea.
Oh, hell, what was that?
We were talking about, it was like mobsters. I don't know if we came up with the title.
It was a mobster monkey, right?
Yeah, they were mobsters, but their like top hitman was a chimp. And
Wait a minute.
But they treated him like one of their own, so he hung out with like Italian mobsters.
Wait a minute. I had no idea this thing even existed when we were talking about. Did you know that thing existed?
No, we talked about this long ago.
Oh my gosh.
It was kind of like John Wick, except for he was a chimp.
He was a chimp.
And they treated him like one of their own.
I know I had one. It was Abraham Lincoln. and he was an assassin.
Abraham Lincoln.
I forget I had a 4 score. Like, he had like a whole like mantra. It was like 4 score and, you know, several bananas ago.
Let it be known we came up with this way before Hitmonkey was in our lexicon.
Hitmonkey isn't even a clever name.
Hitmonkey's a little on the nose.
Yeah.
Let me see what else people are talking about. Man, it must be like a slow news day. Because like the top article on Nerd News is Tales of a Fortnite Mom. That's like, who cares? But I guess that's the main things going on in the nerd news of today.
That's nerd news?
I mean, it's comic book related. There's not a lot, you know. The only thing I can think of otherwise that's comic book news is, oh gosh, like, I guess Avengers Endgame leaked that War Machine has new armor, for one thing. I don't know if that's a big deal at all.
You know, we didn't do a react video to the Super Bowl Avengers thing.
We could. I haven't actually even seen it.
I don't know. Well, we'll just do it now without seeing the video. I'm sure everybody saw the video. It's like a teaser. It's really short, and you can watch it. Yeah, bone up on it. We can talk about it, and it's kind of on par with. You know how we were saying that thing about what was it? Birds of Prey? Is that the new DC movie?
Yes, that was lame.
How it's like a trailer, but it's not like even trying. It's not even putting your best foot forward. Like, you wouldn't even, if you're not going to show an investor this stuff, or like somebody who, you know, you're trying to impress, then don't show it to the general public, because they're not impressive. They're not cool. If you're, you know what I mean? Like, in a big way, you're going to air this thing and make this like a big debut, and it's mundane. It's bad. And especially in the Avengers case, it's less than the trailer they showed before it.
Yeah, like, it doesn't...
Are you watching it now?
It looks incredibly short. I can't tell if what I'm watching is it, because it's only like...
Yeah.
I guess this is it. This is really weird.
Yeah, and there's a shot of what's his name, Captain America, in his.
This is 47 seconds long.
As Steve Rogers, and he just like almost looks like an outtake where he just kind of looks like all sad. It's like, oh, and doesn't he put his hand on his face like, oh.
This does nothing for me, to be honest. Like, I don't. This is weird.
Yeah.
So like, wait. So he's at like. If you guys haven't seen this, spoiler, but I've seen it. At the beginning, is Steve at like a support group?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
It says, because like, okay, the first thing they open with, which is really weird, is like, there's a poster and it's like, now that they're gone, what do you do? Or something stupid. That was the shortest teaser I've ever seen with like no superhero action ever. I gotta read what this poster says. So it shows, where do we go now that they're gone, is what the poster says. And it's a picture of a guy walking and a bunch of shadows behind him. And there's some guys sitting in a group, like they're in a support group, I guess, for people who have been probably left alone now that their families or ever disappeared. Yeah. And then Cap is just kind of sitting there looking very civilian and normal, looking upset.
Yeah, does he just look upset, or he looks off screen or something?
He looks down and his jaw tightens.
That's it, yeah.
And then Rocket walks into what looks like Thanos' farm, and Hawkeye's hand shakes for a second. I don't know, this is boring.
It doesn't seem like, that it's interesting or that it moves anything forward, and it just looks kind of like they just threw it together, and it says less than the trailer before. I thought the whole thing was always, if you're going to release another trailer, like the second trailer, you reveal a little bit more than the one before it. I didn't know that you showed less.
Yeah, it should be something. If you're gonna have a teaser that's that short, it should be something really crazy exciting.
Especially like Super Bowl, like they paid $1 billion for that ad.
And that's what they showed. That's a really weird way to prioritize.
Yeah, because usually Super Bowl is supposed to be like the biggest and baddest ad that you have, and then this one was like that. I would say just save your money. Why even do it? It was so funny because after that came out, I Googled real quick because I like to see reactions to stuff. There was no reactions to it. There wasn't even anybody that was posting things up, reacting to the video like within that hour or so. So I was really surprised because I thought people would be responding quickly. So maybe that's just a sign that no one really cares.
Yeah, maybe that's what it comes down to. There is another thing. Did you know there was, just to change gears because I could complain about Avengers, but did you know there was even a Red Sonja film in the works? Because something popped up just now and it says Red Sonja film on hold due to Bryan Singer controversy. I had no idea there was even a Red Sonja movie coming out.
The old Bryan Singer controversy, or is there a new one?
I guess there's a new one.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what's
What
going
little
on
boys
with
is
him. I don't know, but it says the film. This is what's. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I guess there's some more allegations with him, but I had no idea there was even a Red Sonja movie coming out.
Yeah. You know, I want to like Bryan Singer so bad because I did a documentary, or I was in the documentary. I didn't do it, and it was for Warner Brothers, and it came out with that Brandon Routh Superman.
That's
it Returns?
Right. Yeah.
And so Bryan Singer and,
if you guys don't know, Art contributed greatly to the Superman lore.
It was Look Up in the Sky, I think it was called. Gene Simmons was in there too. It was cool. And
why was he there?
he's talking about the Ubermensch.
Ooh.
The Ubermensch.
I can hear it in his
I like
voice.
when he says Ubermensch.
I can definitely hear him saying that.
You know, the Ubermensch of legend. And so, yeah, they contacted me, and it's God, what's that Civil War director, the documentarian, did the documentary. He interviewed me, Taylor. What is that guy's name?
We should find that clip.
And so, gosh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, Bryan Singer. And so Bryan Singer, they had this big red carpet thing at Warner Brothers, and they had everybody that was in the documentary there, even Gail Simone. She's in it. And
we know you guys love her.
Yeah. And so I got a written letter, and it was signed and everything from Bryan Singer, and he said, "Thank you so much for contributing and making, my dreams come true," or something like that. And so I had it on the wall for a while, and I was really proud of it. And at that thing, Bryan Singer was real sweet to me and everything. And so I really wanted, I still want to like him so much. But man, those allegations and some of the stuff that they say he does with little boys and
yeah,
I don't know, man.
And I don't know if they're true or not. Like, it's hard to tell in today's climate.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know. I try to not judge too much, but his X-Men franchise, just to be honest, wasn't the best.
Rhaegar wants us to do a Hacks React to the new Aladdin trailer that I guess just dropped.
Wait a minute, it's out?
Maybe we can do that later. Yeah, I haven't actually seen the new trailer.
Oh yeah, you know what? We'll do that after I ink up Uncle Yi.
Yeah, we'll do a quick little react. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's been having a lot of controversy surrounding him.
Well, do they say in that news article what the controversy is?
Let's see. Following an Atlantic piece on Singer's harassment, Millennium CEO Avi Lerner stood by Singer. What was the harassment? Let's see. Singer, for his part, has vehemently denied all allegations, but hasn't stopped being omitted from the thanks of Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know. It doesn't actually say what he's accused of. Bryan Singer The Bryan Singer directed Red Sonja movie has been put on hold. Millennium Films made the announcement in the wake of a piece by The Atlantic, which dove into the director's alleged history of sexual misconduct as of January. Huh. I don't know. I guess maybe just the same old shenanigans?
Yeah. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that they're bringing up old stuff.
Speaking of old stuff, The Boondocks is coming back.
Are you kidding?
Aaron Magruder is at least bringing back his comic version, talking about political...
But not on film. He's going to bring back the comic itself?
Yeah, I guess he's doing the strip again.
Ooh, cool.
And he compares... He has a thing where he kind of calls out Nicole Wallace from MSNBC. And I guess this is one of the first comics. It's her... And it says, my point of view... This is like her in the comic form. If you guys look up Nicole Wallace, Aaron Magruder will show up. And she's saying, my point of view on this White House comes from my own experience in the George W. Bush administration. We've just never seen anything like the chaos and deception of this president. And don't forget, we're the ones who lied to the country about a war that killed at least 100,000 people. And these guys, they have to be crazier than we are. And it says, this is what you're watching on MSNBC.
That's funny.
He's usually pretty level-headed politically, so we'll see where he actually goes with this. The artwork's pretty good. I'm looking at it right now.
I like his work.
It's there's one of Granddad listening to R. Kelly, and he's like, oh no, I'm never again will I listen to R. Kelly in this house, and he deletes it. And then he's like, I want to listen to an artist with a little moral fortitude. And then he's listening to some song that's talking about like a 13-year-old girl dancing. But yeah, I guess it's coming back. I don't know if he has plans on publishing it or what's going on with it. I would like to see the show come back. Let's see. Someone wants me to ask Art if Kevin Burns was
Kevin Burns, that's the guy
we were talking about. Okay. So Kevin Burns is the documenter that interviewed you.
Right.
And if anybody can find the clip to that.
So what was the question though?
He just wants to know if that was Kevin Burns that you were talking about.
Yeah, it was.
And Ray Thulu would like to know, hey, Tangent, Art, did you ever interact with Frank Kelly Frias? I know you both work on Aspen Smith stuff.
Kelly Frias. That's the Kiss painter, right?
Frank Kelly Frias. Freas. I'm gonna look him up.
Frank Kelly Frias. I know Kelly Frias is. I thought he was the painter.
I think he is a painter.
He was at Long Beach Comic Con, and I walked by his booth a couple times, but I didn't have time to stop and talk to him. I really wanted to though.
Yeah, he did that the famous robot
Love Gun
painting as well. This guy.
He did the Queen cover.
Yeah, exactly.
With
That's
the robot and the blood spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Does the Love Gun painting show up?
Let me see. Probably he's done a.
It should show up right at one of the first ones.
Let's see.
Let me see.
Frank Kelly Frias.
I'm getting some names mixed up. All those Kiss albums aren't down there anymore.
Ooh, you know what? It doesn't show up actually.
Wait, who am I thinking then?
I see the Queen thing, of course. Let me check one more thing.
It would have showed up, so maybe I'm thinking of a different artist then. That's weird though.
He's done a lot of stuff, and it's kind of that same style, to be honest. Interesting.
Type in Love Gun or Destroyer.
Maybe it was Destroyer. Let's see. When I type in Frank Kelly Frias Kiss, though, nothing really comes up.
Maybe I'm thinking of somebody different then.
Let's see. I used to be a big fan of the Boondock Show, but Aaron Magruder is about as politically knowledgeable as Kim Kardashian. Hollywood man.
Yeah. I don't know how much he had to do with the show after a while, though.
Yeah, he kind of left. The last season was not him whatsoever. Ken Kelly did those. So
Ken Kelly. I knew there was a Kelly in there. Yeah. Sorry, chat.
Huh, two separate Kelly painters.
That do fantasy artwork, yeah.
And a very, very similar style. And well done. Says Howlface. Ken Kelly did those, and Howlface's avatars of Ace Frehley.
Hell yeah.
Pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Let me see what else I...
Shock me.
Make me feel better.
We can come together.
We also have some Star Wars news if you wanted me to read that, because there's some weird rumors about the next episode.
Movie-wise or?
Movie-wise.
Okay.
I guess, let's see. Rumors have suggested that Adam Driver's Kylo Ren will find his First Order in danger when an unexpected threat, I hope this isn't true, when an unexpected threat from a deadly new dimension called the Beyond emerges to crush his empire, as well as the galaxy as a whole.
I'll tell you right now, that's not true.
That's the rumor.
There is no way.
If that is true, that sounds absolutely horrible. It says, according to Making Star Wars, this new realm will be one of mystery and contains an evil that not even the Sith will be able to contend with. So, what do you think of that? That sounds really made up. I hope it's not true.
I'm trying not to think of that.
Theorists believe that Kylo sent people on a mission to the Beyond so they could gain intel about the mysterious threat. This is straight up Annihilation. Somebody's just summarizing the story of Annihilation and claiming it to be Star Wars.
Yeah, it's not. There's no way. I did hear that one of the ideas is that they're going to try to make Kylo Ren a sympathetic character, and that he is going to be the one that is going to bring some kind of order back to, Star Wars. That he was kind of a jerk, but now he's kind of going to be, because I think they are going to do some kind of time travel, right? Where not time travel, but they're going to move it forward like 10 years or something like that from the last movie. So now he's in charge, and he's been, under his leadership, the universe or whatever is flourishing. They're doing well, and
the only thing I can think of is that, like, the dimension thing's throwing me off, but there were rumors for a while, like, and it's probably not true because Star Wars, the movies almost have never been using expanded U now, but in the comics and in the books, there's something called the Vong, which are, like, from deep space. They're kind of like the Borgs from Star Trek, but they're, like, organic, and I could see them bringing that into the movie, but it'll be a total mess.
For a third movie, this is way too much.
They're, like, organic. They use organic tech. I don't know.
No, this is like 10 years from now stuff you introduce. This is not fourth or third movie stuff.
Oh, the chat is with me. You guys know what I'm talking about. Okay. There's some expanded U people. The Yuzun Vong are showing up in Star Wars. I don't think they're going to. The Yuzun Vong are way too weird. Ray says, I will bet money that Ray is a clone of Palpatine.
Well, that's what they're saying, and I agree with this theory just because of one thing. They have to reinvent a villain quickly. So I think, because I heard that they're going to bring that villain back, Palpatine, is it? Because of that, or the Emperor?
Yeah.
Because of that, what did they mention in
the
Lucas film? That there was one guy that could, like, he was playing with immortality or bringing himself back from the dead.
Yeah, he could even make those he loved. What does he say? Oh my gosh, I can't remember the exact line. I wanted to find the quote.
But it's something like that, right? And so the only thing that makes sense from my point of view that they might do that is that they need to recreate a villain or create a villain.
Darth Plagueis is his name. It took me a second.
And they need to do it fast because you don't have 2 movies to create a villain. But if they bring a villain back from the past, then they don't have to reestablish him as much. Because it's a 2-hour movie, people. Like, they're not going to be able to build a whole new villain in 2 hours.
That's why I'm worried, because, like, there has been rumors since the beginning, since the original prequels, that the Vong were going to show up at some point. And although I like them, they're really, really weird. and it's going to derail absolutely everything. And I think the average person who isn't into expanded U is going to be like, what the heck is this? Ah, yes, the tragedy of Dark Plagueis the Wise. He was so powerful and so wise, he could use the Force to influence the midi-chlorians to create life.
That's what it was,
and
yeah.
even save others from dying.
From dying. Yeah.
And that could have been, I think from the beginning, like, we theorized that was going to end up being Snoke, but then that just didn't happen.
Yeah, but if you think about it, it also ties into Star Wars, like the cinematic Star Wars universe, and they haven't really pulled too much from the Lucas prequels.
They really haven't. They've kind of, I don't know, they're almost their own. They're not their own canon. I wish they were, but they feel like they are. The Vong were why Thrawn supported Palpatine. Yeah, but Thrawn is a weird thing to bring into it too, because he's like deep expanded U.
I guarantee you they're not going to do anything. I mean, it's fun to talk about, but it's too much, man.
They haven't established it enough.
Yeah, in 2 hours, that's way too much to bring in.
I know he made an appearance in like an animated thing, but I think that he's still too deep. He's still too deep to try to introduce into a movie. Everybody will be like, why is that blue man here? Maybe Star Wars characters will somehow get present day Earth and confirm the idea that Star Wars Earth humans found a black hole into the future and they somehow found themselves in. I really hope not.
Wow, it's starting to sound like Land of the Lost.
Ray Thulu, I read this exact book you're talking about. In the old EU, Palpatine had a ton of clones they could transfer his consciousness into when his current body died.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah. They're going to do Deathly Hallows in 2 parts. Is that true? The last Star Wars movie is going to be in 2 parts?
I guess they could do that if it was 2 parts, maybe.
I don't know. I think it'd still be really bizarre, though.
But it also is kind of, somehow cinematically, it can't derail those first 2 movies, though. It has to somehow tie into those. You know what I mean? Or else it's a failure.
Yeah, exactly. Because people are saying in the chat, Thrawn is canon now because he's in Rebels. I know he appeared in Rebels, but like, he hasn't appeared in a movie, and it'd be really weird to be like, that's the guy from the cartoon, for like the normies that don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Usually they don't do that unless the cartoon is hugely successful. You know what I mean? That character is hugely successful.
Yeah, and I don't think it's like a failure, but I don't think it's had a grand success on that scale. Like, the average person doesn't really know about it. Viperist69 says, they might as well just bring in the Eternal Emperor and the Infinite Empire and have it annihilate the galaxy, ending the Star Wars movies for good. Disney's not going to end it.
Disney just started this epic journey.
You want off this ride? Well, buckle up, kid, because Star Wars is going to be around longer than probably all of us will be alive.
We just created a park filled with Star Wars lore. We ain't letting this shit go.
I can't wait to be old and be like, in my day, there were only like whatever Star Wars. I'm like, shut up, Grandma. Here, play with this Thrawn doll. He's a girl now, so enjoy. Why is this Thrawn a green girl? Why is she played by Scarlett Johansson?
Scarlett Johansson's daughter.
It'll just be a CGI Scarlett Johansson. I have next to, or The Last Orion says, I have next to zero hope that this will be in any way decent. The Last Jedi is still something that occurred.
Yeah.
It's in a weird place right now.
Yeah, I don't hold out much hope, but they are definitely going to, the hardest part is going to be redefining a villain, because the thing is, that Kylo Ren, as much as they tried to set that guy up as a villain, he's not. That guy's no real threat. He's like just a spoiled brat. He doesn't seem like he has any real ability. He gets his ass kicked all the time. Like, I don't see him as being a big bad. Cinematically,
they didn't set him up as a big bad for sure. he's in a weird place right now in the movie because I don't even know what they're gonna do with him. They've left him in this. Well, they've tried to paint him in a morally gray area, but he's done some very horrible things, so it's kind of weird.
How did they paint him in a morally gray area in the film?
Just because they tried to give like a room of Ray being like wanting to redeem him all of a sudden.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
But that's about it. Like they kind of just tried to paint him as like, oh, can he be redeemed? He's whatever, but he's. And then they try to paint it like he's some kind of victim because Luke thought about killing him one time, and I don't know, it wasn't enough to me.
No, it was definitely not enough.
We still watched him kill his dad. It's like
but he had second thoughts about his mommy.
Yeah, it's like, what is it even? He killed his poor innocent dad walking up to him.
His dad, while pleading with him to help, let me help you,
and
he slaughtered him.
Yeah, and he basically, his dad, while basically saying, like, we forgive you for all the horrible crap you've done. I want to see what you think about this, Art. James says, Star Wars has become aimless and in need of a total reboot rather than the evergreen cash cow Disney hoped it would be, and it's their own fault. Would you want to see a reboot? And if so, do you think they could even do that? Because I don't even know how they would.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're just going to try to course correct in a series of movies.
There's no easy fix.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think I'd rather see a course correction than a reboot, because I don't know if like a reboot of what, like Rey and like with those characters, like how would you even begin to reboot it?
That's the thing. I don't know
like
how.
Like reboot like from what, Luke's?
The very beginning?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. There's something. It's almost like I don't know. The movie before this almost seemed like a soft reboot anyway, and then.
Oh yeah, the first one?
Yeah, like that's the closest to a reboot I think they could do, and they just did it. So I don't know. I don't know if you could successfully do. I would have a really hard time if it was like a straight up reboot of like recasting Luke and doing like I don't think that would work. I don't know how you would do it. It's I think the only way you can do it is move forward and try to fix things, unfortunately.
Yeah, if these are serialized movies, it's like I've been doing comic books long enough, and this is actually old school comic way of thinking. I don't know if they do it that much anymore, but monthly books would course correct constantly, every month. So if the letters column was coming in and they were saying this wasn't working, or part of the continuity wasn't syncing up, or whatever the complaints were, these books would be course corrected. But of course they were course corrected 3 months in advance. You know what I mean? Like the books are solicited 3 months in advance, so it wouldn't be like the next month would be course corrected to be like the third, like the next third. So let's say they started course correcting here, they'd have 3 issues for that course correction to take effect, and then start from there. So you would get those 3 issues. Still, that would keep going into that same continuity or those same ideas.
Yes.
So it would take time to course correct, and these films would be the same way. The bigger problem with films is it takes years to make them versus a month to make them. And so they wouldn't be able to course correct quite as quickly as you could in a comic book. So, yeah, they got themselves into quite a cluster F. I don't... We talk about this quite a bit here. I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. To be honest,
I do not envy the task of trying to continue the story where it was left off. It would be extremely hard.
Yeah.
And like you said, like there's kind of it's film. It's not that forgiving,
Yeah, unless this is the thing though. This is why I always have hope for stuff because just like comics, let's just say this writer here was just taking it down a bad path, right? Because they did the one, it was Jeff Johns talking about bringing Hal Jordan back, and you know, because Hal Jordan had been messed up so bad, and he was so irredeemable.
Stuff.
Yeah, the parallax stuff and things that it was time to bring him back, but like Johns had a pretty clear idea. It's like, this isn't going to be a redemption story. This is, you know, like he had certain parameters of how to bring him back.
Because you could not redeem that character after all of that, really.
Right. And so so he wasn't even going to kind of deal with that, because that's not really Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan isn't like a guilt-ridden, you know, redemption type of character. So he figured out a way to do it. So I guess what I'm trying to say in my always long-winded explanations is that all you need is that one guy or whoever is writing or creatively involved to come up with that one piece of connecting tissue. You know what I mean? That's all you need. I forget what Jeff Johns was, but he had one piece of connecting tissue of how to, you know, bring it over to that thing. So all you need is that one thing that can change everything. I don't know what it would be, but you can bring those 3 or those 2 movies that are done right now, and you can, with the right idea, bring those into this new idea and make it work.
I think there's got to be somebody out there that's already figured out that connective tissue. It's not me.
Yeah, that's why I have
But
hope.
there's got to be somebody, right?
Yeah, that's why I have hope for it, because, but that, okay, you guys, this is so weird in life. There's a lot of people that are creative, that have good ideas, but they don't always get these jobs. You know what I mean? Because I remember...
But look at Ryan Johnston.
Yeah, exactly. Why did that guy get that job? He's the best guy that has... You know, it's like they always say, like, is that the best guy to be the president of the United States? Like, out of everybody in the United States, that's the best guy. You know, so it's like that kind of argument. Like, I remember my roommate he does special effects, and so this is when the first Batman came out, and he said, you know what? That cowl is a disappointment. He said, I have friends, like, you know, Hollywood special effects guys, that have Batman cowls in their studios.
Just for fun.
Just for fun, that look better and work better than that one that they chose. And so my whole career, I've always thought about this, that when you see something that's not right or whatever, just remember that there's somebody out there that has a way better take on these things.
Star Wars is beloved.
Yeah, and has great ideas. The problem is it becomes the status quo. The problem is when, you know, like Star Wars is so, like the new Star Wars is so entrenched in like a certain pecking order. Like there's a certain group of people. I don't know, Kathleen Kennedy and her group of creatives. And creatives. Her group.
Creatives. How optimistic.
Yeah, that was me being nice. You know, group of people, and so they powwow and they go with like their group of people. You know what I mean? Like they're not.
There's a pecking order you can't break into.
Yeah, they're not going, oh, let's find the best people possible for this job or to write this thing. They're going like, oh, you know, how about this guy? Oh,
they got their people.
Yeah, they have their people, or they have people that they kind of like. Like, oh, I really like Ryan Johnston's films. I'm just saying this is how it came about. It's like, oh, I like Ryan Johnston's films. Oh, you know, they're never thinking like, is Ryan Johnston the right one to do a Star Wars film? Well, probably not.
As you're saying this, I'm picturing like, you know, that guy that tells the stories in Ant-Man? and they show like an anime.
Oh yeah.
I'm picturing Kathleen Kennedy just like talking like,
You know, whatever.
I like his movies.
I like his movies, so you know what? Let's give him a shot. And then, but the thing is, what was the one, that time travel one with Bruce Willis? And,
Looper, I hate that movie.
Who would? I'm sorry. The subplot of that film with Emily Blunt and the kid was better than the main storyline. Like,
why wasn't that what they led with?
yeah, why wasn't that kid story? The kid was a better actor.
I know.
Like what the heck, man?
He was compelling, actually.
All that stuff was a way better plot device and way more interesting than the story. And also, I'm sorry, that story was just, it was directed horribly. I just thought it was
bad.
a pretty bad movie.
That movie makes me mad. I could talk about that for a long time.
Yeah, and then but how do you go? Let's give that guy the franchise, a Star Wars franchise.
As the Red Letter Media said so aptly, they gave Star Wars to just some guy.
Yeah. And Kathleen Kennedy might have like saw some of his movies and thought like, oh, he would be a great person for this. But he's not. You know what I mean? Like,
we've seen that play out.
That's the brain trust. The brain trust is like, they're not good at making these decisions. They haven't checked all their options. They're probably not even entrenched in the fan, because they're so far above everything. Like,
not anymore. They're not entrenched.
Yeah, that they don't realize that there's probably people at these conventions that have a billion ideas, and sometimes with Hollywood, they don't want to belittle themselves to look like, ooh, we can't get a comic book writer to do it, or we can't, solicit, this guy because, oh, he's not big screen worthy. I got to go grab my brush. Hey Taylor, can you do this so I can keep my train of thought? Thanks. Yeah, they don't want to do that. So they'll just go with, oh, this guy's a rising star in Hollywood, whether he fits or not.
I'm not sure which brush.
Oh, they're probably all good.
There's 3.
Thank you. Ooh.
Which brush do you like?
Which? Oh yeah. Okay, let's go. All right, you guys choose.
Which one do you think is the right tool?
Okay, the one on the left is a Winsor Newton watercolor Series 7 number 2. They're all number 2s. The middle one's a Raphael number 2, and this one is a Winsor number 2 as well, Series 7. I think the difference with the Winsor is, I think this one's a little bit more well worn. This is a little older. It's still got good snaps though.
Space Dandy says to use the middle.
The Raphael. All right, let's do the Space Dandy.
I love
Space
that
Danny
show.
is not gonna leave me high and dry. He's gonna give me a good brush here. All right, let's finish this thing up with a little brush work.
Pretty.
Space Danny, more than.
Ooh, everybody's
meets the
voting
eye.
middle now. Durakin says it doesn't matter which is the best. You should just use your fingers. That'd be very difficult. Looper, more like pooper.
Pooper scooper.
That's
That
very
movie's horrible.
It's really bad.
Like here's another case in point, right? They couldn't even get a good makeup guy to do what's his name's Bruce Willis makeup.
Oh gosh.
Like what the hell, man? There are people out there that are great at their craft that could come up with like so many creative great problem solves, right? And then you go with that guy?
It has that bad prosthetic nose.
Oh, it was disgusting. That hair, it was just horrible.
That movie has scenes that straight up don't make any sense, but whatever. I hate the argument that they pitch where it's like, time travel, like we could spend hours talking about this, but it doesn't matter. And everybody says, because the movie's not really about time travel. Time travel is exactly what the movie's about, and it's an integral part of the plot, so that was just lazy writing. And also the scene where that guy's, spoiler alert, falling to pieces doesn't make any sense, whatsoever. That movie's really bad. Why did they give Star Wars to him? Rhaegar says, a huge opportunity was missed twice with making Finn a good story. I agree. Durakin says, Kylo kills one of the most beloved characters in fiction, and now they want us to feel bad that Luke almost killed him.
It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. Not for me. It's not going to happen. They can try it. And we said it from the get-go that, before the first movie came out, Taylor and I were like, they're gonna have this guy redeemed. They're gonna redeem the son or the grandson, and it's gonna be this young girl that does it. And then we were playing with the idea that what would be fun is to have her be the bad guy, like do a switch and bait, and have Ray be the villain, and then he rises up against her. But the thing is, once you have that guy kill Harrison Ford's character, it's done, man. You can't.
How do you go
this.
back?
Yeah, it's a done deal. That dude's a dick.
Yeah, pretty much.
He killed his dad while the dad was trying to help him. His dad got out of his comfort zone and confronted a mass murderer. It'd be like,
we can help you. Like,
yeah, come back. We'll help you. Your mother loves you. We miss you. All this stuff. And then he slaughters him right there while looking at him in the eye.
Super underhanded, by the way, and kind of tricking him.
Yeah, it was almost like it was twisted. It was like, yeah, Dad, I'm gonna let you say all these things, let you hold, put your guard down, and then I'm gonna slay you, and it's gonna make it that much better for me. Because I get a twisted jolly out of like, look, Dad trusted me.
He was sad after. Yeah, I bet he was. I would hope so. He was a POS.
And then on top of that, like, there's no way you could redeem him too, because then he kills his next mentor, which is the next guy that supposedly showed him some kind of attention and tried to help him, which was, what's the guy, Snoke?
Yeah, he just kind of...
Right? So he kills that.
On him.
He kills that guy in cold blood, pretty much. Let that guy think he was, going to help him and be part of it.
So Ray should really trust him.
Right. So he slaughters that guy, and then, he couldn't kill his mommy. Oh, okay.
It seems like he kind of does things by the seat of his pants. Like, he killed that mentor guy, kind of as a split decision. That's pretty crazy.
Ooh, split decision. Good choice of words.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Sweet.
Pun intended. Rhaegar says they should just stop and go to the Old Republic or a Sith-flavored movie. I like the Old Republic a lot, but the Old Republic setting is not going to sell with normies. I can tell you that right now. There needs to be a more Sith/Empire-flavored media. That would also, I think, be kind of hard to sell among normies.
The Sith is one of those things that always confused me, because it's one of those things they just keep mentioning, and they really haven't clearly defined what they are or what it is or anything in the films. I know they've done it in the books and things, and the only reason I know anything about the Sith is because of the books. And then, people tell me, oh, well, it's not the same Sith that are in the movies. But I'm like, well, what are the Sith? I don't even know what they really are. Period. They've never described them or accurately explained what they are.
Yeah, especially now, because people are like, oh, Kylo isn't a Sith Lord or anything. What the hell is he? Nothing? He's just a dumb what is he now? I don't even know. Well,
they try to go, oh, well, it's the dark light side of the Force. But then where do the Sith come into the equation? Why are the Sith even mentioned by name? If it's just the light side and the dark side of the Force, then what do the Sith have to do with anything? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't think in the movies they've clearly defined it, really.
Yeah, that's mainly what I'm talking about.
If we're talking about solely the movies, I know everybody's going to mention Expanded You and stuff, but they really kind of haven't in the movie. I can't think of an instance anyway where they really have.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the movie, guys. I know that the books and things like that get into that stuff, but...
Rhaegar says, I'd take a bounty hunter spinoff. Well, there is the Mandalorian show coming out soon. We'll see what happens with that. Rhaegar says, Kiss saves Star Wars. Problem solved.
Yes.
I want to see the Star Child in an X-Wing.
As long as there's lip syncing involved.
If you think the next episode will be good, just remember Abrams, even if you like him, is a terrible finisher. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with that.
Okay, well, give me... Oh, because of the TV stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. You liked the last Star Trek movie, but that's not the end of Star Trek, right? The last Star Trek movie?
Yeah, and I don't think he directed that anyway.
Oh, he didn't?
I don't think so.
I'm trying to, like, I don't know. He just has a bad... I feel like the rap of Lost will forever follow him.
Lost was that Langoloth, or what's his name? That Damon...
Is he the writer or the...
I think he was a producer, too.
Because, like, the thing about Lost in general, whenever people criticize the ending, is, like, I'm not trying to overly defend it because I know it was bad, but that show was supposed to end way beforehand, and they basically got ordered to keep making more, and that's why it kind of got really funky. I'm not making excuses.
Yeah, it was kind of stilted and wasn't able to take a organic progression, so they kind of had to shoehorn a bunch of BS in there.
Yeah, they wouldn't let it end when it was originally supposed to end.
It was an ABC. Yeah, I heard the same thing.
Let's see. Salacious Crumb solo movie starring Mike Miller's laugh. Aww.
I'm down.
Kiss meets the Phantom Menace.
Oh my gosh, why didn't we come up with that?
That's perfect. We should show
a versus.
the Phantom of the Park versus the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
They're both pretty shitty. I mean, pardon my French.
I mean,
that's pod racing.
Just jumped cut to Peter being like, "Leave it to me, Star Child." It doesn't matter which is best. You choose your fingers. Talk about the brush. Let's see. When will Art jump on the foot drawing train? Says Ray.
Choo choo. I have a hard enough time drawing with my hands.
And Rhaegar says, imagine if Zack Snyder directed Star Wars.
You know what? I don't know if he could do much worse, to be honest.
The bar...
that last movie was pretty bleak.
The bar has been set officially very, very low.
I mean, clearly that guy didn't understand Luke Skywalker in the same way that Zack Snyder doesn't understand Superman.
Pretty much.
Or for that matter, Batman.
That was a good observation. Draken says Snoke was just trying to get Kylo a girlfriend. Yeah, he was.
I know. And then what does he do? He kills him.
It was really funny, that reveal where he's like, I'm the one that connected you. Because I just kept thinking, like, that's creepy that he was like, I'm going to make them mentally connect when he's changing with his weird shirt off. Like, he planned it. He was like...
That was hot, though.
He's acting as matchmaker, I guess. M. Night Shyamalan can save Star Wars.
Oh my gosh, that movie's out, right? That
yeah.
What is it?
Glass.
Glass, yeah.
My brother went to go see that on Sunday. I had to pick him up, and
Was he crying?
No,
It was bad.
He I think he went on like his first date with a girl.
That's not a good first date movie.
No, it's really not.
Go see Into the Spider-Verse or something.
No, just be normal. Why are you gonna go see Glass?
He wanted to impress her with a... Is that a hard PG?
Well, what he did was like, I picked him up. He's only like 12. I picked him up and he asked me, he's like, can you do me a huge favor? And he had bought, I guess, this little girl a gigantic stuffed bear and some chocolate for Valentine's Day. And he's like, can you bring it over when you pick me up? So I was like, sure. So I pulled up and then he got it and then gave it to her. So I guess that was his ploy. He did it crafty too, so he could give it to her and then immediately leave.
He didn't have to, the backlash of
the
emotion or the emotional part of it.
She was like, I don't want this. She was happy, but then I was like, we're leaving her here to wait for her parents, just holding a giant bear.
Well, you didn't leave her there until her parents. You stayed until the parents.
No, I left. I had things to do. She's not my kid. I don't love her. She's fine.
You guys just left a 12-year-old.
She was in front of the movie. She's fine. She's got her stupid chocolate.
Meep. You guys are waving as you're driving off. 2 hours later.
I think she had another friend there.
Oh, okay.
There was like some other kids there, but I wasn't gonna wait for her parents.
Oh, I'm not. I just think it's funny. I don't care.
I said the same thing though. I was like, "Is she gonna wait here with that?" And he was like, I guess." I was like, "We're just leaving here, sitting here awkwardly with this giant bear." I don't know. Episode 9.
I'm sure she made it home.
I hope. I told like my mom, because I was like, he better actually show up because this is gonna look really weird if I'm just delivering this giant bear to a little girl. Let's see. Viperus says, I have a friend who has a theory that Luke and Rey met and died in 8 was a clone, and that Luke will turn up in 9 with an army of Jedi.
The clone stories, I just feel... I liked those ideas early on.
A Luke clone, though?
I don't know, but just the clone idea, since they kind of brought cloning into the Star Wars universe and never really played it out in any way other than
the Clone
Storm.
Wars.
Yeah, the troopers. Well, if you have cloning technology, why would... Because you heard the Obi-Wan idea, right?
I didn't. I thought you were going to bring up the horrible Luke clone from Expanded U. What is the Obi-Wan thing?
That it's one. Like he's
I
the
don't
first.
like that.
He's the first one, and so then there were clones of him after that.
But it's Juan.
I know, but it just got switched to Juan. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I like the idea, but well, I did say I liked the idea. What I'm saying is that I didn't, not necessarily that specific idea, but the idea that maybe there's more cloning going on in Star Wars than we've seen before.
Did you ever hear the hilarious Expanded U Star Wars like Luke story about the clone?
No.
That they found his hand, his hand that got chopped off? This is in one of the
books.
books.
Yeah. I think I've heard this, yeah.
Yeah, where they basically cloned him from that, and then he had the lightsaber that dropped, too.
Well, that's where the person in the chat's referring to, probably, right?
I don't know. You guys might be... Maybe, you know how Maz was like, that's a story for another time about the lightsaber. She got it from the clone.
From the clone's arm, his hand.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan.
I mean, never say never. They could do it.
Well, I know you don't like it, so...
I mean,
whatever, fine.
I mean, I didn't like a lot of things, but they're still probably gonna do it. Let's be real.
Obi-Wan.
Kylo was a Sith apprentice, but never finished training. Yeah, because he killed Snoke.
He didn't finish anything. He didn't finish his,
we didn't see
Jedi training. He didn't finish his Snoke training.
He didn't do any. It's true.
Frickin' loser.
He's just a stupid Padawan still.
He should have that stupid ponytail.
The little braid.
The Padawan braid ponytail. Oh my god, that'd be awesome. You know how they showed him in the bed, like when he was gonna kill him? What if he had a little braid?
That'd be hilarious.
And they got some young kid to play him. He's all like, oh
man, their digital de-aging though is getting pretty good. I watched Ant-Man and the Wasp last night, super late. And the de-aging that they did.
Michelle Pfeiffer?
It's really good.
Yeah.
On both of them, actually.
Yeah, they scored on Michael Douglas. What they do, I think, is they get the actors and they put a ton of makeup on them. So they make the actors themselves as close to making them younger as they can. And then they just digitally do the rest.
Because I would 100% believe that was a young Michael Douglas when I saw him.
Well, I saw a scene in the first Ant-Man where Michael Douglas walks in. It's like that flashback, that shield when he has the problem with Tony Stark's dad.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a behind-the-scenes shot, I think, of that. And he almost looks exactly like that. Like in the behind-the-scene.
So they do pretty good makeup to cover it.
Yeah. And they probably, just with the lighting and stuff, all the wrinkles or whatever, and then digitally they probably, whatever they can't do with the makeup, they do digitally.
It's pretty darn good. I was very impressed by it.
Yeah.
What they can do.
Well, the thing I'm looking forward to the most in Captain Marvel is just the Sam Jackson stuff.
It's gonna be hard not to constantly scrutinize his face. It's kind of brave of them to even attempt doing that for a whole movie.
It's the whole movie, yeah.
Because I've never seen it in a whole movie, and I don't know if it was the whole movie, it would start to look funky.
Yeah, I don't either.
Because that flashback sequence, they looked really good. I want to see a scene where Kylo explains to Rey why he hates sand, says Lulu. I don't want those two to be together.
No, I heard a lot of stuff with them being together. They're good for each other. Kylo brings order and peace to all that stuff, and I'm like,
he's a murderer.
I'm sorry, man. It's like Hitler with a happy ending. I don't want to see Hitler have a happy ending.
No, we don't need his story to get redeemed. There is no redemption.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. He's a horrible, horrible human being. I mean, that would be the ultimate SJW kind of modern sensibility, though, if they did redeem that guy and he became this great man, that he learned from his mistakes and that he could be, that there was more in him than just that. It's he's a killer, he's a murderer.
Would anybody even care if he wasn't just a cute emo boy? Because those seem to be the only people that get redemptions in these arcs. If he was an older man, would anybody care at all?
No, they'd probably just condemn him.
I don't want to think of Rey.
Just like they do to me every day.
Only creepy Twilight moms want Raylo, says Ray.
Raylo.
Oh gosh, is that the ship name? That's terrible.
We gotta do an episode, a live stream, call it Raylo.
No.
Yes.
Look what you did, chat.
Raylo. That's hilarious.
Let's see. What are you guys talking about Captain Marvel? James says, I'm not buying a ticket for Captain Marvel. I will wait for reviews from my favorite YouTubers to pop into pop culture. We'll definitely have to do a review.
Yeah, we'll do something.
We started this, we'll end it.
We didn't start the fire. Marvel did.
It was always burning since the world was turning. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. They also ship Poe and Finn. Yeah, but that's Tumblr-y. Tumblr ships every pair of guy characters together, so that was just expected because they're removed from reality.
Wait, what's this now?
Oh, people shipping Poe and Finn together. But that was a Tumblr thing.
In what way?
Romantically.
That's what I thought you meant.
They do it with every single character, so whenever people say that, I'm never shocked because I said, they're removed from reality.
Did you say Tumblr?
Yeah.
Well, that's, yeah.
It's expected of them. It's Tumblr.
I guess it fits, yeah.
It's a bunch of prepubescent girls and stunted adult women. Let's see. Recently, SJW's freaked out because Ben Shapiro said that he would go back in time and raise baby Hitler to not become evil. So I have to wonder, Ben is Jewish.
What?
That's how'd that scenario come
What?
up?
I don't. What is he talking about?
I don't know, but that.
And who is this Ben Shapiro?
I don't know.
I don't remember him in the Star Wars universe.
Isn't he friends with Bib Fortuna or something?
Yeah, they probably hang out.
He's one of the gray Jedi. James says, he quoted me, "We started this, now we will end it." Awesome quote out of context.
We didn't start this fire.
That's what we'll have to call that Hacks Chat review. It ends now.
It ends now. Speaking of ending, should we end this?
We should probably wrap this up. We've been going for 2 hours now.
Coolio. And I gotta do some redirecting there. Should we talk about this new Indiegogo campaign?
Why not? It's coming out this month.
It's coming out this month?
This very month.
Say no more.
Haven't you heard of Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too? It is the first hardcover art book by Art T. Bear. I can go grab it if you
Yes.
want. Hold on.
I wasn't going to interrupt you. Why don't we have this book in front of us?
I don't know.
It was here.
I don't have the dust.
Did I give it to Kyung? I think I was going to give it to...
There we go. Ooh, he
King
got
Lee
first
last night.
access.
I think it was the one with the Batman sketch in it. I thought. Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's not over there, right?
I didn't see it over here.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe I did.
He got the advanced copy.
So, yeah, go ahead. This is my visual.
This is what you guys are seeing right now is Oodles the Doodles and other stuff too. It's Art's first hardcover art book, collecting 30 years of comic book art. 35 years now, I guess. It's a coffee table book. It's 52 pages, and it's a very cool book. It's the first art book by Hack Shack Publishing, and it's going to be out this month. Oh, that's me, and that's Hack Shack.
Who's that? What is that?
That's the fam.
Is that Harley Quando?
It is. Can you guys see that? It's pretty cool.
She's so crazy.
But this book is really cool. It has a ton of pinups, prints, lots of your comic book art, covers. It's got some work in progress stuff. You can see the whole process broken down of creating some of your favorite pieces you might even own. And it's coming out this month. We're going to be launching it on Indiegogo, and we're going to
It's probably going to be beginning mid next week. So 18th, 19th, 20th, something like that. We're trying to bring this together now, so we're not really sure on the actual date, but we'll keep you posted.
We don't have a whole lot of time to promote, so if you guys share news of this, talk to your buddies about it. It'll be a huge help because we're trying to spread the word about this while we only have a little bit of time now. But we're going to keep you up to date on when the campaign launches, and probably the best way to be kept up to date besides subscribing to this channel, if you haven't already, is subscribing to the newsletter. Look at that. Look at those commissions. But yeah, that is the next campaign. And
speaking of Ray,
oh look, there she is. You did that when like the trailer dropped.
Yeah.
It was early. And the thing is, like, this book, obviously, Black and White hasn't shipped yet, but this book is going to help supplement until we finish that campaign. So this campaign is going obviously before Black and White delivers, but it's going to help supplement our income. It'll get you a really cool art book while we work on Black and White.
Yeah, this will help keep the lights on here at Hack Shack while we're finishing up Black and White. So we hope that you'll want to be involved, spread the word like Taylor said. And it's a great book. I'm so proud of this book, and I'd like to get it into your hands. So we have this coming out probably the 18th, 19th, 20th. Like I said, we'll keep you up to date on the progress of this. You have the site pretty much, the bones of it, the Indiegogo site up, right?
Yeah, we're building the Indiegogo draft right now. So this is getting worked on side by side right now with Black and White. So we'll be ready soon. We're gonna keep you guys up to date for sure.
Yeah, I think we're getting tired here, but yeah. So keep your eye out for this. It's gonna drop soon, and it'll be a lot of fun. And thanks for hanging with us, guys. And it's always a lot of fun.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and subscribe to all the social media in the description so you know when Oodles goes live.
Yes. Have a good one, guys.